No cameras.
No cameras what? First of all, don't touch. First of all,
You thought fast food was just about saving time, stretching dollars, grabbing a bite on a busy day. But what if it's been playing you all along? Behind every combo, every upgrade, every picture-perfect patty lies a calculated strategy to override your instincts. Grill marks faked in factories, salads with more sugar than desserts, value meals designed to drain your wallet and hijack your appetite. With over 60% of Americans eating fast food every week, the question isn't whether you've been tricked, it's how many times, and at what cost. This is the Downturn Report, where the truth gets personal. Today, we peel back the glossy wrappers and expose the top 10 dirty tricks of fast food restaurants. The kind that don't just fool your taste buds, they fool your trust. Number 1. A child's dream and a parent's nightmare. They call it family friendly, but behind the balloons and happy meals lies one of the most disturbing manipulations in the fast food playbook: targeting children. Not educating them, not feeding them well, but training them. From the moment they can say nugget, they're already seen as future loyal customers. Let's call it what it is: emotional warfare disguised as playtime, using bright colors, happy clowns, and cartoon royalty. Fast food chains have cracked the code on brainwashing the most impressionable minds. Kids don't see saturated fat or processed sugar. They see joy, fun, and rewards. Meanwhile, the corporations see dollar signs marching in diapers. Ronald McDonald wasn't just a mascot. He was the grinning Trojan horse at the gates of childhood. He brought balloons in one hand and brand loyalty in the other. And those cardboard Burger King crowns such nostalgia traps. You could go 20 years without wearing one, yet the minute you see it, your adult brain still gives a polite nod to your childhood taste buds. This isn't just marketing, it's recruitment. Fast food ads flood children's programming, apps, even gaming platforms. And guess what? Kids don't understand marketing. Their minds aren't wired yet to separate persuasion from truth. They trust what entertains them. That trust is exploited on purpose, and the price is paid by parents. Anyone who's driven past the golden arches while a child screams bloody murder from the back seat knows the kind of power these brands hold. Fast food companies have no problem turning kids into tiny lobbyists, pressuring parents one whining session at a time. The food itself is engineered to reward: salty, sweet, crispy, colorful. It's designed for addiction. Now wrap it in a smiling box, toss in a toy, and surround it with arcade lights. You've got a casino for toddlers. And when parents push back, corporations double down. Studies have shown that advertising to children creates brand preferences that can last well into adulthood. That Egg McMuffin you picked up last week. It may have roots in a cartoon you saw before you could tie your shoes. What can you do? Teach kids to ask questions, not beg for wrappers. Talk to them about advertising tricks the way you'd warn them about strangers. Support places that don't bait children with toys and cartoons, such as small diners, local bakeries, restaurants that serve food, not fairy tales. Because when the customer is a child and the seller is a billion-dollar boardroom, it's not just lunch, but an indoctrination with fries on the side. Number 2. Aromatherapy, mind control. Have you ever noticed how a stroll through the mall turns into a battlefield for your senses? You're not even hungry, but suddenly your stomach growls louder than a lawnmower in July. Why? Because that smell, bet you still remember. So sweet, so yeasty and warm. It isn't just bread. Be careful. It's a bait, and Subway is the ringleader. That intoxicating scent of freshly baked bread isn't wafting your way by chance. It's being piped through vents, strategically placed near entrances like invisible tripwires. You weren't ambushed by your cravings. You were lured by science. Fast food chains have learned to manipulate your brain through your nose. Not just Subway. Cinnabon also positions ovens near ventilation systems, so that sugary cinnamon smell grabs you before logic can. McDonald's times its bacon grilling like a con artist choosing the perfect mark. They're not feeding you. They're programming you. You think it's breakfast, but actually it's a 4 p.m. rerun meant to reel in foot traffic like baited hooks on a summer lake. A study from the Journal of Retailing found that ambient food scents can increase unplanned purchases by over 30%. That's not hunger, but a hijacking of your free will, like being sweet-talked into buying a car by someone who starts by complimenting your shoes. You walked in for shoelaces. You left with a full-blown combo meal you didn't even want. And it's not just emotional manipulation, but also economic warfare. These places know exactly who's vulnerable, those who pass by often, those on strict budgets, and those trying to resist temptation after the doctor said, "No more salt." Bacon smells like comfort, fries like memories, cinnamon like childhood. They hijack your memories and sell them back to you with a side of diabetes. But here's the twist. Now that you know, you're no longer defenseless. Watch where the smells hit you hardest. That's where the trap's been laid. Carry mints, chew gum, distract your taste memory. If you must walk by that Cinnabon, breathe through your mouth and pretend you're scuba diving through a sugar storm. A little humor might just keep your wallet and your arteries safe. And once you spot the scent games, you start to see the other traps too. From what wafts into your nose, to what shows up on your receipt, the manipulation never stops. So before you get sucked in by that next invisible cloud of comfort, remember, the only thing real in that air might be your regret. Number 3. The Great French Fry Heist. So you paid for a full bag of fries, but why does it feel like you just got mugged by a clown in a drive-thru hat? Every seasoned fast food goer knows the pain. You reach into the bag, your fingers trembling with excitement like a kid unwrapping Christmas morning, only to find the fry box slouching like it just gave up on life. Half empty, half-hearted, half of what you paid for. But what if I told you it wasn't just an accident? What if that sad little box of fries was designed to fool you from the start, because it was, according to former fast food workers, the kind who finally decided to spill the grease-stained beans? There's a quiet little trick hiding in plain sight. Employees are trained to fill the carton at a specific angle, pinching it just enough so the fries puff up like a toupee in a wind tunnel. It looks full, but give it a shake. Let it sit upright, and watch the magic fade, like a bad toupee. It deflates fast, the illusion collapses, and you're left holding a glorified snack-sized disappointment. But here's the real kicker. It's not just lazy scooping or a one-off fluke. It's a strategy, a sleight of hand with starch. Because when you multiply a few missing fries by the tens of billions of servings sold each year, we're not talking about loose change. We're talking about millions of dollars in saved potatoes, taken not from corporate margins, but from your meal. And it doesn't end there. Ever notice how your fries never quite fill you up like they used to? That's the point. A half-hearted carton means you're more likely to toss a cookie, drink, or dessert on top of your order. That's not a mistake. That's engineered hunger. A slow drip of dissatisfaction that nudges you into buying just one more thing, and then one more. Things go beyond just fries. Now it's about the unsettling truth that even something as small as a potato strip is being used to manipulate your behavior. If they're willing to cheat you out of fries, what else are they quietly taking? So what can you do? First, check the weight. If it feels like air, speak up. Second, ask for a refill. Most places will comply if challenged. And finally, support the joints that don't play fry games. For example, local diners, mom and pop burger stands. Those places where you can still see the cook flipping patties with grease on his apron and pride in his eyes. Because once the fry lies fall apart, it's only a matter of time before the rest of the tray starts looking suspicious too. Number 4, a race against time. 330.6 seconds. That's how fast competitive eaters down a full meal. But what if I told you fast food joints are pushing you to beat that time? Every single visit, without you even knowing you're in the race. From the moment you walk through the door, you're not in a restaurant, you're in a stopwatch. The lights are too bright, the chairs too stiff, and the music designed to irritate your subconscious just enough to keep you from lingering. You weren't invited to relax. You were invited to refuel and evacuate. Fast food scientists, actual food behavior scientists, have discovered it takes your brain about 20 minutes to figure out your stomach is full. That's the window. That's the game. Get as much food into your mouth before your body figures out it's being tricked. Notice how most meals are sandwich-based burgers, nuggets, wraps, no knives, no forks, no slow chewing. The goal isn't nourishment, it's velocity. You don't eat, you inhale, you don't dine, you survive a round of edible speed chess. And it's not just the food that's designed for haste. It's the tray, the packaging, the slippery wrappers that almost unfold themselves. as if they're saying, "Hurry up, champ. You've got 10 minutes before you remember your blood pressure." Even the fries, those golden sticks of salty temptation, are cut thin for a reason. They cool quickly. They lose their charm if you dare slow down. You're meant to finish them before the regret kicks in, before the grease hits your bloodstream and your gut starts whispering, "Maybe that salad wasn't such a bad idea after all." It's a loop. Eat fast, feel nothing, leave before you realize you've been had. Then, like clockwork, you'll be back. Same booth, same sauce, same bloated silence on the way home. But now, you're in on the secret. So next time they try to rush you, slow down, let the sandwich wait, make eye contact with the fry, sit like you paid rent. If they designed the space to move you out in 12 minutes, take 20. You may not win the race, but at least you'll finally know what you're running from. Number 5, the Muffin Trap. You thought you were playing it safe, coffee in one hand, a harmless-looking muffin in the other, powering through your morning like a well-oiled machine. You passed on the greasy bacon biscuit, skipped the sausage-stuffed croissant, and gave yourself a pat on the back for choosing the light option. But here's the cold, sticky truth that muffin might as well be wearing a birthday cake's outfit. Fast food chains have mastered the art of disguising dessert as breakfast. Muffins, the supposed poster child for the responsible eater, are nothing more than sugar grenades wrapped in paper liners. Most of them contain more sugar than a glazed donut, and that's before they hit your bloodstream like a freight train during rush hour. At home, your grandmother's banana muffin had a little brown sugar, maybe some honey, and half the size. But at your local fast food drive-thru, you're looking at 20 to 30 grams of added sugar in one sitting. That's about the same as a candy bar. And yet, because the wrapper says bran or blueberry, it sneaks in under the radar. All innocent and wholesome, like a wolf in a Whole Foods vest. But don't let the oat flakes fool you. That muffin was designed to hook you. It hits you with a mid-morning sugar spike and then drops you like a bad habit by noon. You get the crash, the fatigue, and the creeping urge to buy another coffee or a midday snack to reboot your energy. That's not poor planning on your part. That's intentional sabotage baked at 350 degrees. Let's talk money. That under $3 price tag might seem like a steal, but what you're really buying is an invitation to a sugar roller coaster that costs you more in mood, metabolism, and medical bills. It's breakfast booby-trapped with sweet deceit, and it's got a cute name to boot. And if you think you're being smart by grabbing the brand version, think again. Even those are typically loaded with high fructose corn syrup, artificial flavors, and enough preservatives to keep a zombie satisfied. You're not eating food, you're eating shelf life. So what can you do about it? Look beyond the wrapper, read the nutrition labels even if they're buried in fine print online. Swap out the muffin for a boiled egg and toast, or better yet, support a local cafe that bakes in-house with real ingredients and real intention. You'll spend an extra minute and maybe an extra $1, but what you gain is control over your morning, your mood, and your plate. And next time you find yourself humming, "Do you know the Muffin Man?" you might want to ask yourself, does he know what he's putting in you? Number 6, the soda scam. You're standing in line, parched and distracted, when the cashier sweetly nudges. It's only 25 cents more for the large. 25 cents. A quarter. Barely enough to feed a meter or make a call. And in return, you get a cup so big it could water a houseplant for a week. Feels like a win. Right. That's the trap. Fast food soda sizing is one of the sneakiest, most quietly dangerous tricks in the business. The names small, medium, and large sound familiar, comfortable, standard. But here's the catch, there is no standard. Each restaurant has its own rules. And over the last 50 years, the game has shifted dramatically. That medium you're sipping today, it might have been a bucket in 1965. Take McDonald's. Back in the day, they only had one soda, size 7 fluid ounces. That's basically a juice box. Today, their large fountain drink holds 32 ounces. That's nearly half a gallon. You're not sipping soda anymore, you're housing it. And why? Because it's cheap. Soda is one of the most profitable items on the menu. The syrup costs pennies. The cup costs more than the drink inside. Yet it's marketed as a bonus, a reward, an upgrade for loose change. But every gulp carries a hidden toll: high fructose corn syrup, acid that erodes your teeth, and caffeine that taxes your system. You're not being refreshed, you're being sweet-talked into swallowing a sugar bomb disguised as a deal. It's not just about your waistline, it's about your wallet, your liver, your long-term health. And let's not forget the psychological ploy: the larger the drink, the less likely you are to finish it consciously. You drink out of habit, not thirst. Your hand lifts the cup like a metronome. Sip, chew, gulp, repeat. And by the time you're done, the damage is already done. 2. Promotions like McDonald's Dollar Drink Days are hailed as brilliant business moves, and they are. Sales go up, soda companies cash in, and sugar manufacturers smile in their boardrooms. But what about you? Are you smiling? Or are you just buzzing on caffeine and heading toward a sugar crash that'll have you dragging by 2 p.m.? Here's the fix: stop chasing size. Ask for a cup of water, or bring your own reusable bottle. If you want soda, treat it like dessert, not hydration. And if the cashier leans in and whispers about that extra value, smile, nod, and keep your quarter. You might just save your health one sip at a time. Number 7. The hidden land of the value menu. It's there, just out of reach, a modern treasure chest buried in plain sight, hidden not behind lock and key, but behind pixels, distractions, and deception. The value menu, the last stronghold of the budget-conscious eater, if you can find it. Fast food chains aren't in the business of giving you a fair shake. They're in the business of selling, and nothing threatens the throne of overpriced combos quite like the lowly, underdog value menu. A double cheeseburger for $1.50, a breakfast burrito that won't bankrupt you. That's bad for business, and they know it. So what do? They hide it. Like a casino hides the exit signs. The front of the menu, flashing pictures of deluxe sandwiches stacked high like edible skyscrapers. Bold, colorful drinks glistening with ice. Limited time only items posing like celebrities on a red carpet. Meanwhile, the value menu, it's buried in a bottom corner of the screen, written in a font so small you'd need a magnifying glass and divine intervention just to spot the word McDouble. And with digital menu boards, the trick gets dirtier. Ads rotate constantly, changing every few seconds like a slot machine on caffeine. 1 second you think you've spotted that $1.99 deal, and the next, poof, it's gone. What's left? The $7 sandwich with the artisan-sounding name and the extra $3 drink combo that glows like a halo. That's no accident. It's designed confusion. The longer you look, the more you're pushed toward convenience. The path of least resistance is lined with upcharges and oversized meals, and by the time you remember why you walked in affordable food, you're walking out with a meal that costs double and satisfies half. Ever try ordering a McDouble when you've never seen one before? Its name sounds like something from a burger riddle. Its description blends in with every other item on the menu. 2 patties, 1 slice of cheese. Sounds familiar? Right. That's the point. The value is real but obscured. You weren't meant to find it. You were meant to be dazzled into looking elsewhere. But if you want to beat the house, you need to come in armed. Know your order. Ask for the value menu. Out loud, without shame. Better yet, look it up online before you walk in. Take screenshots. Memorize your items like you're studying for a fast food pop quiz. Be that customer they can't upsell. Because in this hidden land of value, treasure does exist, but only the clever, the alert, and the unbothered get to walk away with it. Number 8. Combos trick. You walk in just wanting a burger, simple, familiar, no frills. But before your brain can finish that thought, the question hits you like a telemarketer on your day off. Would you like to make that a combo? Suddenly, your quiet craving turns into a 3-part commitment: fries, drink, and a slightly higher bill. Welcome to the combo trap. It sounds like a win, a little extra for a little less. But the combo meal isn't just a helpful option, it's a calculated weapon. When fast food first showed up back in the mid-20th century, everything was a la carte. A burger was a burger. Fries were fries. Soda came in a bottle or can, often as an afterthought. Then came the combo, an idea so deceptively simple, it rewired the entire industry. By the late 1980s, executives at fast food and soda corporations figured out something sinisterly brilliant if you bundle items together under the illusion of value. People will not only spend more, They'll consume more without even noticing. The combo meal didn't just sell food, it sold psychology, and business exploded. Soda, once a sidekick, became a superhero. Suddenly, it wasn't just offered, it was expected. In fact, soda sales within fast food chains soared so dramatically that fountain drinks replaced bottled ones entirely. Why sell a can for $1 when you can sell a cup that costs pennies to fill and call it a value combo? Then came the potatoes. Sales of fries surged with combos, making the humble spud one of the most profitable crops on earth. So dependent is the fast food world on potatoes that when COVID-19 hit and demand dropped, countries like Canada launched national campaigns to beg people, yes, beg to eat more potatoes. One nation's economic strategy was please eat more fries. This is no longer just about lunch, it's about how 3 industries, fast food, soft drinks, and agriculture joined forces to trick your wallet and train your habits. You thought you were making a practical choice, but behind every upgrade is a massive web of profit, addiction, and manipulation. So how do you beat it? Unbundle yourself. Say no to the combo. Order only what you came for. Want a burger? Get a burger. Skip the default drink and fries pitch. If you're hungry for a side, make that a deliberate choice, not one sold to you by a button-flashing menu board. Because while the combo may seem like a small deal, it's part of a much bigger system, one where the only thing growing faster than profits is your portion size. Number 9. The fake flame game. Take a moment to picture it a thick burger patty or grilled chicken breast, seared with those perfect black grill marks, just enough char to make your mouth water. It's the visual language of summer barbecues, backyard pride, and homemade flavor. You see those lines, and your brain says, that's real. But what if I told you those grill marks are just makeup, factory-stamped lies baked into your lunch? Welcome to one of fast food's most quietly deceptive tricks, fake grill marks. That freshly grilled appearance on your burger or chicken. It didn't come from the kitchen, it came from a factory, where machines apply pre-burned stripes like eyeliner to a frozen patty before it even reaches the restaurant. By the time it hits your tray, all that's left is a microwave reheat and a carefully maintained illusion. This isn't some fringe tactic, this is widespread. Burgers, chicken sandwiches, even steaks in certain fast casual chains, all made to look like they were grilled with love, when in fact they were seared by a machine that probably hasn't seen actual fire since the day it was manufactured. And why did they do it? Because it works. Studies in food marketing have shown that visual appeal, especially cues of grilled or charred, drastically increase perceived quality. Those lines aren't flavored, they're psychology. They're there to make you associate your sad desk lunch with a backyard cookout, even though what you're eating was flash frozen, branded like cattle, and warmed up faster than your car on a July afternoon. The real kicker? Most fast food restaurants don't even bother to hide this anymore. Some openly acknowledge that the grill marks are added during manufacturing. But since the average customer doesn't ask, they don't explain. They just keep serving style over substance and cashing in on the trust you didn't realize you were giving, in a time when people are demanding cleaner labels and real food. This trick feels particularly cruel. It's a reminder that fast food is, at its core, a performance. What looks real might just be stage lighting. And that grilled flavor you think you're tasting, often just a smoke-flavored additive sprayed on post-production. So how do you dodge the charade? Look beyond the lines. Ask questions. Choose restaurants that grill in-house places where the sizzle is real. And so is the heat. If the meat looks too perfectly striped, it probably came off a printer, not a grill. Because the only thing faker than those marks is the promise they're trying to sell. Number 10. Salads. You came in with the best intentions, maybe even a little guilt in your step. So instead of the usual double bacon cheeseburger, you squint up at the glowing menu and proudly declare, I'll have the salad. You've done it. You've chosen health. Or so you thought. But that green pile of promise might just be one of the biggest bait-and-switch scams in fast food history. Back in the 2000s, the pressure on fast food chains to clean up their act reached a boiling point. Consumers were demanding healthier, fresher, more responsible options. And what better way to polish up a greasy brand than to toss in some leafy greens and slap on the label of fresh? Suddenly, salads were everywhere, Garden salads, Caesar salads, steak salads, Southwest chicken fiesta, caule quinoa, fusion something salads. It was a leafy revolution or so they wanted us to believe. But here's the ugly truth hiding beneath those croutons. A lot of these fast food salads are ticking calorie bombs disguised as rabbit food. Take McDonald's kale salad, for example. Sounds like the poster child for a healthy choice. Right, it actually clocks in with more calories than a Double Big Mac. Yes, more. A salad with more calories than 2 beef patties, 2 slices of cheese, and 2 buns swimming in sauce. And let's not forget Taco Bell's taco salad, where a deep-fried tortilla bowl hugs a mountain of beef, cheese, and sour cream. That's not a salad, that's nachos in disguise. But it's not just the obvious ones. Wendy's apple pecan chicken salad, Subway's customizable chopped bowls, they all look innocent, even virtuous. But dive into the nutrition facts and you'll find sky-high sugar levels thanks to candied nuts and sweetened dressings, sodium that rivals a bag of chips, and enough fat to make your fork blush. You didn't order salad, you ordered dessert with lettuce on the bottom. And why is this such a powerful trick? Because it preys on our own assumptions. We think salad equals safe. It's the menu item we turn to when we're trying to do the right thing, when we want to feel in control. But the truth is, unless you're reading every ingredient and knowing exactly what's in that dressing packet, you're just as vulnerable to being duped as if you'd ordered the fries. Want to make a salad work for you? Ask for dressing on the side. Skip the candied toppings. Avoid creamy sauces and fried proteins. Better yet, support local cafes or delis that build salads with whole ingredients, not pre-packed lies in a clamshell. Because in the fast food world, even lettuce might come with a hidden agenda. So the next time you walk into a fast food joint, remember what looks convenient may be calculated, and what seems harmless may be hiding something far worse. These dirty tricks aren't just business, they're manipulation masked as service. Stay sharp. Ask questions. And most of all, take your power back. One informed choice at a time. Hit that subscribe button. Share this video and help others wake up from the fast food illusion. Truth tastes better than anything on that tray.
Thanks so much for sticking with us to the very end. If you like this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe so you won't miss any of our daily updates. And now feel free to check out some of our latest and most popular videos showing up on your screen. Goodbye, and see you in the next one.